everyone, and welcome back to this afternoon session. We've had varied topics, speakers, and experts throughout today, and we are laying on more learning this afternoon. Again, a big hello to those of you joining us from around the world, thousands of you at our watch parties and on the app. It is wonderful to see all your comments, all of your engagement. Thank you for being part of the event. So as we move on, let's explore Web3 commerce. How do we reimagine real-world solutions so that we can practically, tangibly, and tacitly do something with them that makes an impact and moves the needle on the results that you're getting from the work that you're doing? One person knows and understands this better than anyone else. Here, the CEO from Bridge Tower Capital. Let's hear it for Corey Pugh.
We had a big crowd here. Everybody move up. We'll have a little circle. I'll forego the proper introductions. We have websites, marketing materials for all of that. So I want to jump right in today. Web3 commerce can mean a lot of different things. Blockchain means a lot of different things. So forgetting all that, I want to talk about real-world use cases. How can we take technology and solve for opportunities, create opportunities, solve problems. And at the end of the day, we want to improve society, we want to grow businesses, and we want to expand globally. So to provide a little context, the topic, reimagining real-world solutions. So if you take the word reimagining, it's kind of a cool word, but if you break reimagining down, essentially it's opening up our minds to what's possible. And I had a mentor 26 years ago when I started in business who taught me anything is possible, but nothing is possible unless you take action. So at Bridge Tower, we decided to come in about 4 years ago and keep our heads down, went to work, started to expand globally, and we felt like the blockchain had the capability to reach multiple geographic regions at one time. But there's a few problems with that. We have regulatory issues. Regulatory issues in the US, in different parts of undeveloped countries, in Switzerland, in this MENA region, wherever you go. So as we started to look at how can we take these ideas we have to improve businesses, improve lives, and to provide opportunities, we had to build an infrastructure. And so we started out with regulatory compliance. So as we set up our company for the first year, and we're about 3.5 years old, we immediately went out to Deloitte. We onboarded with Deloitte in multiple countries. We formed entities in 6 different, we have Singapore, US, Switzerland, London, and soon Abu Dhabi. And with the footprint in those different regions, we had to figure out what are the regulatory requirements and how are we best going to solve for those. So the first year, we had all these ideas. Tokenization came up first. So we rolled in, we had real estate holdings. Everybody thought there's a magic board. We're going to put up this real estate property and everybody's going to come and money's going to flow. Well, liquidity becomes a challenge there. And then as you start to look at where we started this in the US, you have securities debates. You have exchanges who are not registering. You start talking about KYC, proof of reserves, governance. There's a million examples on governance that we can get into. So after we tokenized, we stopped for a minute and we said, okay, let's look at what are some of the real opportunities that we could affect. So the team that we built is rather small, actually. We have about 6 or 7 executives. All of them have run public companies, been part of Fortune 100 companies, from technology to finance to running just businesses. So we're a pick and shovel company. We roll up our sleeves, we get involved, and we build opportunities and we build trust. And we have a founding principle in the company that we give more than we take. A little bit subjective, but the way we looked at that is who's the first target that can help us expand quickly. That was the layer ones and the blockchains. So we started out with this tech stack with the idea that if we had this tech stack, maybe we could put some of these great ideas that we had into an application, package it, and actually add some value. So we started out with staking. And Marcus Monte, who's right here, helped us out. Today we have 10,000 of our own nodes, 100% renewable energy. So ESG was a big part of what we did. Compliance was there. We onboarded with Deloitte in 3 different jurisdictions. Cost a lot of money. We have a lot of lawyers, cost even more money. So for the first year and a half, Bridge Tower was not necessarily a sexy company. In fact, I think we were quite boring. So we had to figure out how to evolve. The way to do that is we started to partner with the foundations. What can we offer a foundation? Well, if we can offer staking and 100% renewable energy, we can provide opportunities for the foundations to get returns. We can build it, but we did it for ourselves only at first. So we self-funded the company, not because we wanted to get rich, because we didn't know what we didn't know. So we took the first year and a half, we went slow, we started to invest, we continued to build out this tech stack, and today I think we have about 3% of all Ethereum staked to our 100% renewable energy nodes. And in 2021, we went out to the foundations and we said, look, if you'll delegate, we will not ever sell your token. We'll take the rewards, we'll give them back, and we'll let them compound. And we needed to do that to earn the trust of the ecosystem. So that was our way of saying, look, we're here, we're proper, we have big visions, but we're going to take small steps. And regulatory approval is going to be the first. So we are a public, unregistered company. So we're audited, so we're transparent, and we needed that to happen so that we had no doubt of what we do and how we do it. Staking started to take off, and we thought, okay, what's the next opportunity? We can tokenize assets. It's good, not quite ready for us. Staking's on track, it's moving. We've got relationships with a lot of the layer ones. I think we've sponsored more layer one conferences than I care to think about. But what that did was it taught us the ecosystem, it taught us the blockchains, and staking taught us how each of the different blockchains operate. Well, with that capability, the tech stack we built then became a process of a platform that's in a regulated manner that we could do multiple things with. And you always have these hypotheses of what is going to work. So back to reimagination. We started to break down what we thought was feasible now. We've been in market about 2 years, and now we've got a little bit of learning. We've managed to develop some amazing partnerships. And the reason we can have a company of this size is because of the strength and the partnerships that we have and that we want to give before we take. So fast forward another 6 months, and we got an idea. A lot of our team comes from consumer goods. And so we were looking at that, and I'm thinking, Shopify, nothing against Shopify. Web2, just basic e-commerce. We thought, what could we do with that? Could we use that in a way that could actually add value? So I had a friend, I grew up snow skiing, and I had a friend that was one of the executives of one of the most prestigious, iconic ski brands. And she was actually a past executive at Nike. So very sharp. And then she said, I have a problem. And I said, sweet. We love problems. You find me a problem, we're all in. Chasing the next great thing, we're going to leave that for someone else, and we'll come in behind and see what happens. So we started talking, and she said, look, we have a problem. 85% of our product is sold to retailers. We lose track of our customers. And we started thinking, okay, how could we solve for that? Well, we have this tech stack. We have a single onboarding process. You go through KYC. Then we whitelist and delegate a wallet, which is an account held by a custodian. Number one rule, we don't touch customers' money. So we partnered up with custodians, trusts, and the likes to make sure that that was proper. So we became the rails. And then we started to evolve this thought, and we said, well, what if there was a digital representation of a real world good? So we played with that a little bit, and then we thought, well, back to the use case, we're thinking 85% of your customers you don't know. What if we built a home, and we built that on our platform, and we could white label that, design it, and make it feel like you were in this, I can't say too many things, in this famous sports club, or this brand, or a capital raising. So we have a capital raising division as well that's on the side here. And we started to look at that opportunity, and we said, look, if you will take your podcasts, your ticketing, your access to athletes, or just general merchandise information, we now have access to those customers, but we have to draw them in. So the concept of NFTs came up. And I was at CFC last year. In one of the panels at CFC right before Davos, one of the firms in 2021 had weathered the storm, got through 2022, and it was about $1.5 billion fund, and they only took a 1% loss. That's impressive. And they were asking, the Bloomberg was asking them, okay, what are you going to do this following year in 2023, 2022? And they said, we're going to double down on NFTs. Well, obviously you could hear the crowd laughing because you've got an 85% drop in NFTs. And he said, no, it's not about the NFT, it's about the data. It's about the technology, it's about what it can do. So I started thinking, okay, the team got together and we said, well, how about this? You give me the SKU of every single product, I'm gonna put that in our platform. Now how do I get the customers to come? Well, this is the access point if you want to go to the events, if you want ticketing, if you want access to all the information, if you want to sell a product, if you want to go on a secondary and resell a product, we could draw them in. And again, it's a white label design, custom platform. So that started to evolve, and so we worked with this group, and we said, look, I can take care of your supply chain. We can whitelist a wallet. We're not going to touch the funds. We use a great partner, MoonPay, who we've worked with for, I don't know, about 4 months now. Came in and said, look, we can do fiat, crypto, swaps, credit cards. So now you start to solve for that. And we got our broker-dealer license, and we got our MTL license, and we thought, okay, now we're ready to go. So they started to come in, and now we started to realize, okay, we've got these customers back in here. We know what product they bought. We know where they bought it. And now we attach warranty informations. Now we start to provide access to certain events, different things. And we thought, well, what if we could put VIP programs in? Well, smart contracts to me, and I'm not real technical, it's an if-then statement. So if so-and-so buys 2 pairs of these skis, the smart contract is automatically going to create messaging. If you want to airdrop tokens, that's fine, or if we just want a message, and it links you back, and now you get a 15% discount. Or you get access to a special interaction with an athlete. Metaverse, and we've all heard about metaverse, and the use cases are still, we'll see. But we thought, well, the metaverse could be a place where people could come in an environment where they could interact in a way that was fun. It was a digital ecosystem, it was a digital age, and so we now start to provide more interactive influences together, tying the people together. And we said, let's add chat rooms. You want to go to Instagram, you want to go to Facebook, that's fine. Or you can come into this one platform and you can see and have access to everything you want. Well, they gained about 62% of the 85% back into this home because they had advantages, they had access, and they could do multiple things that before we couldn't do. Now let's talk about royalty programs, VIP programs. We can give you a certain access. If you come and you want to buy a ticket, I mean, we all saw what happened to some of these concerts, Taylor Swift. Well, we can protect for that. If you want to come to this event, you've bought so many pairs of skis or whatever it is, so be it. You get first access at these big iconic events. Now there's incentive. And then we said, okay, NFTs themselves, you can have a digital replica, we can blow it up, and we can do generative art, and you can have your own pair of skis with custom design in your NFT, which is fine. And then we said, what if we took that digital representation, and it actually was a real product? So I go on, I can look at all the product, I can see all the specs, I have the serial numbers because I minted it at supply chain, and this is all NFT technology. This is now becoming one of the more powerful opportunities. So we started that. That starts to progress, starts to sell. Have you ever tried to sell a pair of skis? This is one example. Good luck. How much time? 1 minute. I better hurry. So fast forward that, and we said, well, we'll create a secondary market. Take a picture of the product. So we built an NFT minting machine. Take a picture, upload it, smart contract will let you decide the price, and the royalty payments automatically come because we've whitelisted the wallet and we're not holding the money. It's a custodial wallet, so we're still keeping safe there. And now you've built this ecosystem where you've got a digital representation in a proper format. Customers are coming in, they're incentivized to come in, and now we can offer them all kinds of opportunities. They had one more piece. They had a demo program, which they were losing about 25% of every pair of skis on the demo, because people would buy up the demos and ditch them, and we said, no more. We have the SKU to that ski, and if it leaves the ecosystem, we're going to burn it. So you lose all your privileges. So now you have a secondary market. So the commerce platform really took shape, and all the use cases became available, and we started to realize, let's just simplify this. Onboard KYC, whitelist a wallet, I'm not going to touch your assets, and we're going to provide world-class royalty programs. Bring AI in, AI, geospatial targeting. We can now start to drill into the customer base, we can start to help develop them, and now you've taken an industry that COVID dropped, after COVID spiked, then they went down 30%, and they had to lay off 20% of their workforce. Now we're building back a community, and they've been slowly, over the last year and a half, able to gain back some of that market share. So I guess the bottom line for us is the technology is it's of no value unless we can apply it to a real-world use case. And that process is a long process. You need the regulatory side, you need the technology side, and you need the partnerships. And if you can do that on a global basis, that's a pretty compelling use case. So the Web3, blockchain, do what you want. I screwed up so many pitches, throwing out these buzzwords. We stopped all that and made it very simple. And that really is what we think Web3 commerce is about, solving real-world problems. Thank you.